What's up guys, welcome to another BRZ track video. That's right, I am tracking my BRZ even though I just bought an Acura Integra Type S. I had already signed up for this 2-day track day with Lightspeed here at Thunderhill East, and given that my Integra is not yet broken in, it only has around 200 miles, I decided to track my BRZ one last time. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. We've got some new parts on the car that were installed right before I found out I had the chance to buy that Integra. So we're now running the updated production version of the Annex Club Spec Pro coilovers. I also had them change out my spring rates. With the pre-production kit, I was running 5 kilogram front, 6 kilogram rear. Now I'm running 6 kilogram front, 8 kilogram rear. And they also gave me an updated rear shock design that has a longer shock travel. And just driving this car around on the street, getting to the track, it feels so much better than the pre-production version. Quite a noticeable difference in compliance, even just driving around on the freeway. We're gonna see how the updated shock design and the upped spring rates, plus 1K in the front and plus 2K in the rear, help this car perform on track. Granted, the last time I tracked this car at Thunderhill East, it was with stock suspension with just camber bolts. And as for tires, I had the Kumho V730 in a 225/45 R17. So now obviously I have the Annex Club Spec Pro coilovers and I'm running the Apex VS5RS wheels. They're 17x9 plus 48 all around. I'm running a 12mm spacer on the front. As for tires, I have a brand new set of V730s, but this time in 255/40 R17. I absolutely love these VS5RS wheels, especially in the bronze finish. They fit this car just right as long as you run roughly a 12 to 15mm spacer up front. And to support that spacer, I did have to install ARP extended studs. 3.2 degrees of negative camber at the front, 2.3 degrees at the back. This is going to be the final send off for the BRZ. It's a platform I absolutely love. Don't get me wrong, I am still concerned about the engine oil starvation issues, given that Thunderhill East is a counterclockwise course, and based on the data logging that I've seen, oil starvation is only potentially an issue in about 3 to 4 corners. So in those corners, I might be just trying to keep it 1 gear higher than I normally would. We're still going to try to set a PB as the final send off for the BRZ. So let's see if I can make it happen. Oh, my last PB here with the previous setup, 2-minute 4-second with my Garmin Catalyst predicting a 2:03 if I strung everything together perfectly. It'll be really fun to see once I move to the Type S as a track car, how close I can get to my current BRZ setup and what level of mods, if any, are required for me to beat that time.
6.52. Next left, apex earlier. Nice work.
Nice work. What? It is not making full power. The last time I was out here, maybe a 60-degree day, and the car felt noticeably quicker on the straights. But in terms of how the car feels outside of the lack of power, it feels really, really good. This suspension, Annex Club Spec Pro, 6K front, 8K rear, OEM BRZ sway bars, but the car handles amazingly well. The stock suspension, even with camber bolts, you get a little bit of roly-poliness from that front end. The turn-in is much sharper now. The rear end is still very, very controllable on throttle, but it is trickier when you move up to a high grip tire, like the Kumho V730. You can still control it, but compared to the OEM Pilot Sport 4s, this is now a lot snappier at the limit. I have to be even quicker and even smoother with my hands and have greater precision with my right foot in order to control oversteer. There are a couple of moments where the car stepped out and got way too sideways, way too quick. I wasn't anticipating it. Whereas with the stock setup, stock tires, that was a lot easier. So yes, the performance level of the car has tremendously increased with these mods, but that comes at a cost, and that cost is how easy it is to drive a stock BRZ. But I will say the suspension is a huge, huge improvement over stock in terms of front end feel. Even if my lap time right now doesn't show it, that's largely due to the outside temperature and also due to my not so tidy driving today, I must admit. Hopefully tomorrow morning when the weather is pretty cool, I'll get another good lap in there and see if I can break a 204. But so far we are off to a good start. Also, the move to 255 with tires on these Apex wheels numbed the steering feel a bit. I don't get as much information from the front end, but the overall grip level undoubtedly is higher. That said, I wish I had aligned this car with more negative camber. 3.2 degrees at the front is not quite cutting it. I'm still getting some turn-in understeer. All right, day 2, Thunderhill East in the BRZ. I only did one session in this car yesterday. Couldn't break 205. So today, we're just gonna absolutely send it here in the morning while it's still cool and hope for the best. PB wise, I just gotta beat a 204.7.
Nice work.
shows 204.93. Yeah, it's not happening. Too hot, too much traffic. I think if it was like 20 degrees cooler and we had an open track, I could do it. I could pull off a high 203. The front end feels like maybe the toe is just slightly out of whack. I'm kicking myself in the foot now for not getting in alignment. So not exactly the send-off I was expecting for my BRZ.
410.83.
410.83, that's a PB for longest lap ever. But yeah, at least I saw predicted 203 this morning on my Garmin Catalyst, so by no means is that an actual PB, but that means I know I have it in me and I know the car has it. It's just a matter of stringing it all together before it gets too hot. And unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna happen today. Huge shout out to Apex and to Annex for helping me set this car up how I wanted it from the beginning. I love the way the car looks. I love how it drives, minus the wonky alignment. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Last track day in the Subaru BRZ. I'll be posting it up for sale. Thank you guys for joining me on my BRZ journey the past year and a half. More to come with the Acura Integra Type S. See you guys later.